What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Tellor Network TRB at the request of, and I don't think I'm pronouncing it properly, but Bharat Kohli. We're doing this for you. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. TRB, Tellor Network here. Finding support above its 123 weekly moving average, the green line here. Finding support on that time and time again. Looking good on your weekly RSI too, holding higher lows as well. Looking like you're in this nice kind of parallel channel going upwards. In the next 2 days and 20 hours, it'd be nice if you could come up a little bit to close this week, either neutral or green. If you could close it green, that'd be nice in the next 3 days, essentially. You're only down 12.5%. Very attainable kind of growth for the next 3 days. I think you could definitely do that. I don't know if you do. I don't expect you to do that, but it would just be it's a nice goal. Let's give it a goal, right? Weekly time frame, if you could close green, that's nice. You probably don't, and if you don't, it's okay. It would just be nice if you did. 3-day time frame here. Also suggested that you probably find a low here, right? You've got these like higher lows coming in here. You got these higher highs coming in. It's somewhat of a parallel channel you're at the base of. I would expect you to move up. So that doesn't mean you're moving up today, but over the next 3 days you really could move up higher, which would be nice. And then the daily time frame as well. Higher lows in the RSI, lower lows in the price. Technically higher lows in the price, but lower lows on a closing basis. So that is bullish divergence. You've got a nice setup to move higher. The daily RSI is the one that doesn't look the best, but I think you have a good setup to go higher. The 4 hour is looking a little bit frisky here. The 4 hour and the daily, though, do suggest, I would say, that they leave the door open for you to go a little bit lower. You could go, unless you move up relatively immediately. Right? If you get back above like 62 cents, likely this is your low. Likely you don't go lower, and you're not just moving up. I said 62 cents. I'm sorry, $62 is what I meant. Likely you're going up to not just like new highs relative to this, but like new all-time highs relative to your all-time highs. So trying to figure out if this is a low or not is kind of the question, I suppose, right? I think it is a low, but you never know. Let's just look back here, right? Oversold here into this area. 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 I don't know, guys. What do you think? Is it at the low? Oversold, just barely got oversold into this area. Oversold here into this area. Oversold here into this area. I don't know, guys. Do I need to keep going? Does it make sense? We're probably at the low, right? Probably. Can we be in the oversold zone and still go lower? Yes, but only a little bit right there, right? Can we be in the oversold zone and still go lower like a lot of bit? Yes, you get oversold here. Here's a relative low, and you kept moving lower. But again, sideways times are different than well, I guess we're kind of moving sideways this whole time, aren't we? Sideways times are different than bullish times, but I think we're in more bullish times now is what I was trying to say by that. There are moments where this doesn't imply that we have to move higher, but statistically speaking, off of what you've just seen, what do you guys think? I think that it's going to move up higher. So I think it's at a low point there. It probably does move higher. On a weekly basis, we zoom all the way out. We look at this thing from a cyclical perspective. We look at last cycle's high to the cycle low that we have here, and already TRB, Tellor, you've hit the 1414, pulling back to your golden ratio. It's a very deep retracement. Likely you do get back into this extended zone. The next target would be your 1618. At about $1,300 there, so that is your next target. After that would be about $3,000, and I really think TRB stands a chance to go anywhere from about probably $3,000 to $11,000 by the end of the cycle. That's kind of my expectations for its all-time highs. If we take a relative high here to a low, and it could go higher, you never know. I mean, it's at a relatively low market cap. This thing, it's at like 153 million. That's a relatively low market cap. You never know. This thing could really go ballistic. I mean, it could be worth tens of thousands of dollars by the end of the cycle, let alone 3,000, 5,000, or 10,000 itself, 11,000 itself. A lot of agreements there at 1,300, so you probably do find some resistance there. Same thing at that $3,300 area. That really could be your all-time high for the cycle is at about 3,300, which from the current price gives you about a 50-something X. And then your all-time high, or your maximum potential, I would say, is anything from about 11,000 to 6,500, which from your current price, that would give you about 100x to 170, almost 180x. And maybe, again, of course, you could go higher because you have such a low market cap, man. You could see a 300x in this thing. You could see a 600x in this thing, genuinely, and not even break $100 billion. So, you know, the sky really is the limit for this kind of thing. But keeping our feet on the ground, I would think more realistically something around $3,200 to $10,000, $11,000, something in that range is where you're going to go. I've got nothing else to say. If you guys like the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. If it's not clear as to what I think Tellor's going to do in the short term, I think it's going to move up in the short term. Its very next target to kind of focus on, I suppose. Let's see. Its next target to focus on would be, you're at $58 now. 198 to 237. I suspect you'll be there by the end of this month, if not sometime very early middle of January or February. All right, guys, hit that like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.